Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Gamer and we are returning to a Let's Play of War in the West, where we're still facing off against the Germans here in Italy. So we've made some good progress up here in the north, so let's see whether we can capitalize on that a little bit. In between episodes, so last time we left you guys, I thought about whether we do want to trigger our second landings here at this place, a little bit north of Rome, in addition to the landings down here at Anzio and Legge di Roma that we have already kicked off. And I've really thought about this quite hard, but I think for the moment we are not going to do that. So we've got one guy down here, the 3rd US Infantry Division. These guys could start their attacks up over here quite quickly now. We're not going to do that immediately, and the reason for that is basically I would like to get the 1st British Airborne Division into the fray there at the same time, and these guys are not ready yet. They don't have the the transport capacity to bring these troops over, so for now that's fine. But as you can see on Sardinia, we do have some troops here that are starting to get on boats, and they should be able to either get into here next turn or reinforce these positions down here. I think that's going to be fantastic. Can I get you off the ships? No, the port capacity here is still not enough. Neither is it over here, so that's fine. You guys are going to be fine over here, I hope. And lastly, we have now cut off these guys over here, so that's fine. I've also moved quite a couple of our aircraft, a little bit basically from the Tunis area to Sicily, and the guys that were in Sicily down here to the southern boot of Italy. And quite a couple of our troops now, or airplanes, are now around Foggia, so kind of close to the front line. I do hope that we will be able to supply them over there, and that should be fine. Oh, one last thing I should do over here is I should get these guys here back into harbour. I think they are a little bit exposed up over here. So yeah, you know what, let's you a little bit exposed here. Well, I could move you up here and then you'd start shooting at these Germans, but honestly, let's not do that. Let's instead try to get you down here and then sort of, can't you go this way? Why are you trying to get over there? That just doesn't make any sense. Let's try to get here. Right, there we go, and then let's get into that harbour down there. Right, so that you're not taking attrition, and that's fine. Let's see what the Germans are going to do, and find out whether they're going to attack us in these landing fields here, whether they're going to evacuate via port from Pescara. There's a Fallschirmjäger division there. These guys are very tough, so I would really love to be able to screw with these guys a little bit. Let's see about that, and let's see what we've got in terms of our air losses and in terms of German air losses and what we can do later on. So, a couple of fights over here. They are probably going to reshuffle their troops as they usually do. Very interesting to see that. Okay, they're shifting some troops over here to the north. They are, they're interrupting our troops here. So, they are cutting our 2 beachheads here. Well, these 2 landings into 2 beachheads. We do need to move out here at some point, but for now I think we are fine, and I want to be sure that we are keeping, that we are not being too exposed to any counterattack here. So I think some concentration of force here is still appropriate, and interestingly enough they are pulling back here again, so not sure what they are doing that for, but it's fine for now, I suppose. Right, no attack here by the Germans, so that's fine. So let's take a look at the situation, and then we can decide what we can do for our aircraft and all of that basically. Right, so let's look at the German lines over here around this area. So we've got basically the 4th Fallschirmjäger Division down here, and there's a part of the 71st Infantry Division that's sort of around there. But all in all, a relatively weak presence here. 1 infantry regiment from the Italians and 1 Fallschirmjäger division. That's basically it, what they've got down here. We could try to push against this point here a little bit. Try to push them out of this area here. On the left flank we've got a very weak infantry division here on the far left side. Slightly stronger one over here in the middle, and then probably a full Panzer Grenadier division here. So these guys are definitively a little bit stronger, and we'll need to be mindful about what we can do about these guys. It's tempting to try and cross the river over here, but I'm not sure that is a good idea yet. I think we'll probably want to be a little bit more cautious over here, which is of course exactly what happened historically. We've got part of the 2nd Fallschirmjäger division still in around here. On the other hand, these northern guys here look fairly weak as well. You guys, why are you so weak? Yeah, okay, so I think the problem is that our supplies can't really flow around this city, so we'll need to be able to take these guys in some fashion out of there. And let's see what we can do there. And then in the far south, we've still got a fairly strong position by these German forces. So I'm not sure whether we will be truly able to break through over here, but what we can definitively do is pull some of these French troops here to the center line, send more infantry down here into the south, and that should be fine and hopefully good. Yeah. We've also got part of the 2nd Infantry Mega Division over here on this mountain. This would be very, very tough to dislodge, I think. Well, rough terrain, so hills, not mountains. It would be tempting to try to cross into Rome here, try to encircle all of these Germans down here. But is that really a viable choice? I think the first thing that we really need to try to do is disrupt these Fallschirmjägers over here. And I think we're going to set up our air directives in that regard. That being said, I'm going to do a lot of these things off camera also for our guys here in the north. See what we really can do. Oh, there's a lot of heavy rain in some of this area here. Oh, including basically all of England. So that's probably going to mean a turn of no fly weather. Yeah, pretty much all of Britain here, no fly weather. That's unfortunate. So you guys are going to be disrupted there for a moment. That's interesting though, because I think in December we're going to get new possibilities for extended range on some of our aircraft. So yeah, I think that's going to be interesting. That being said, yeah, just going to do a couple of things here off camera. So see you guys in a second. And here we are back. So let's talk about the missions that we have set up over here. I don't need to actually show you the depot. So here we go. Our typical setup of naval patrols here just off the coast of Italy, primarily so that we can continue to reinforce this and potentially land up over here. So nothing new over there really. And then we've got a couple of changes. So since I did move around a lot of our air forces, we are now sending in the ground attack bombers here against these rail lines, which we're still doing from up over here. This is just a couple of Wellingtons, so these guys are now based on Sardinia, and they're going to come right across the sea over here. That should hopefully be okay for them. Right, then we've got the attacks on the rail yards over here by the 15th Air Force. Basically just as this basically unchanged, so not a big deal here. We've got ground support supporting these guys. We've got 12th Fighter Command, which is a misnomer because this has basically ground attack craft, 100 of them supporting these guys. And up over here we've got 160 aircraft supporting this part of the front. Then we have 2 ground attack strikes. We've got 12th Tactical Air Command, so our single engine dive bombers and stuff. These guys are going to come in against the paratroopers up over here. This is 500 aircraft. I really thought about spreading them out a little bit more, doing some interdiction missions, but honestly, I'm super happy with this. So let's try to see whether we can break the 2nd Infantry Mega Division down here. While our heavier bombers, our 2 engine bombers, are going to go down here against the have we got over here 127. So not quite as much, but still I think that's fine. Up over here in Northern Europe, basically nothing is happening because, well, it is pretty much, can I show you all of these things? Yeah, it is pretty much heavy rain, so we wouldn't really be effective. Everyone does take a week off and can basically go ahead and bomb whatever they want next time around. So that should be fine. I did do one change over here, and that is I changed a couple of P-47s into Mustangs. The reason for that is that in December, so not next turn but the turn after, we can get new drop tanks, and that should allow these guys to have quite a bit of a nicer range. And that does put us slightly short in this turn if we are looking at the... Where have we got these guys? So yeah, the Mustangs, yeah. You can see we are quite short here in terms of what we need, but still in two weeks I think we might be fine. So honestly I think this is going to be okay. Right, by the way, did we get anyone in terms of National Reserve? Oh yeah, we did get a couple of guys. Oh yeah, I think I sent these guys off here to be trained as fighter bombers instead of fighters. So yeah, they're going to come back in. Don't need them now. It's fine. Right, okay, without further ado, let's hit the button over here. Let's see what our air directives are going to do. I think they should be relatively short since we don't need to do that much in Northern Europe, so that's fine. And the big question really is how far can we get these guys down here? And to some extent these guys down here. So both of them were around 30-ish defense, or a little bit higher. I think these guys were 50, so we are bringing them down already, but it is a tough fight over there. I mean, yeah, these guys are not doing great. On the other hand, look at that, they have very, very little here in terms of supply. And down here this just didn't go too well, did it? Well, that's interesting. So what happened over here? We've got observations done. Yeah, of course we've got that. So yeah, let's have a look at that and see what we got over here. So all of this is not active. We've got quite a couple of sorties here against the rail yards and ports. Just a couple of airplanes lost on our side, some of their side. It's really not a big deal. Up over here, some losses on number 201 air group, so they naval patrols up here, I suppose. 8 losses there for us, a couple of them for there, so that's alright. 12th Tactical Command, you guys were losing 18 planes, so that's slightly more than. But on the other hand, they lost some too, so that's at least nice to see. Okay, interesting that you're coming in such big groups. Yeah, 281 bombers attacking these guys. That's just crazy. And I don't know, I mean they are all set at 17,000 feet or so, but I do think that in the ground attack, in the ground combat, they should be coming in a lot lower. And yeah, look at all of these disrupted units here, so that's great. That should enable us to potentially take that field this time around, so let's see. And then we've got Bomber Command. Okay, you guys are taking some heavier losses here, 23 guys over here. Who is that? Is that Wellingtons? Yeah, it is the Wellingtons. That's interesting. We did send quite heavy support with these guys, so I'm slightly confused why they would be taking such heavy losses here. Well, you guys aren't doing great, but even up over here, you know, the times where we are coming in with escorts seem to be going okay. But once we are losing our escorts, we are losing more planes, which sort of does make sense. I would have hoped that we could shoot down more of these guys, but yeah, it just doesn't seem to be possible. Right, let's briefly look at this. So yeah, it's Beef 101s, so yeah, the 110s are kind of difficult to take care. Right, so I would love to break through into the north here. I would love to break into this valley here. This valley is so heavily guarded by just this part of a Fauci Mega Division though. 51 defensive power, there's just no way that we can break through here, so that's a no-no. Breaking through to the north seems a lot more viable via these guys, but for the moment I'm not too sure because these guys here are also a little bit short on some supplies because it's so difficult to ferry that around over here to them, so that's kind of harsh. And then down here 31, these guys are not to be messed with either, but yeah, we'll need to see whether we can truly do something about that. Right, I think without further ado, let's grab what we've got over here. So we've got this Canadian division. You have a lot of engineer battalions, which I think is fantastic because that should enable you to break through here a little bit more aggressively, and that's very nice. Okay, you guys are a little bit short on supplies, but you guys are part of the 30th Corps. So I suppose I would like to bring you up a little bit. Let's do that. Let's grab you guys, bring you up here. That should be fine. Can we get anyone else stuck in there? Well, not really. You guys could come here. And I suppose that's fine. I mean, the 51st British Infantry Division does seem to be kind of a good one. So, okay, yeah, let's bring them over here. Let's grab both of these guys. Let's grab some tanks from over here, these US Armored Divisions. And let's do a deliberate attack from both of these sides. Hopefully we are going to bring down their fortifications. I'm not too sure the tanks are too good in the city, but let's try anyway. So we've got... yeah, that does look good. Actually, we didn't lose anyone, so that's fantastic to see. On the other hand, it's a little bit weird that they are capable of withdrawing. I think they should have really lost these units, shouldn't they? I mean, I'm not too sure that there is anyone left in that. in that part here. No, they have still quite a lot of guys here. How could you withdraw? This is our hex. Okay, that's a little bit weird. Not gonna lie, I am slightly irritated by that. Right, okay, you guys could move up, but you couldn't move up further than that. How about our Ray guys? Could you move up? Yeah, you can. Can you repair over here? Yeah, you can. So that's fantastic. So that actually does mean that we have this depot over here, which we're going to assign to be priority 4 right away. And yeah, I suppose the rail yard does make more sense to start repairing, so let's prioritize that. So yeah, that should enable us to get supplies all the way over here instead of just quote unquote here. So that is nice. Question is, can we do more over here? Can we break through more aggressively? So these guys do have some fortifications, so do these guys. This is a full infantry division. This isn't. You've got more movement points. You can't get anywhere over there. That's interesting. Right, how about our tanks? Can you get over here? You could. Then you could start supporting an attack over here. Okay, let's try that. Let's get both of these guys over here. Let's select both of them and let's do a hasty attack over here. Maybe that's enough, I don't know. Yeah, it does seem like we can push them back a little bit over here, so that's nice. That is good. So we could definitely try to move up here. These guys could do that, but they wouldn't have that many movement points left. You guys could, and you would have some movement points left. So, you know what? I'm almost tempted to try and strike at them again. Push them further away from us. We're losing just a couple of men over here, and we are actually able to get behind their lines over here and maybe do a little bit more damage still. So that is nice. Right, the question is, can we actually secure these items now? So, and I think that's a very relevant question that we're going to face over here. So, well, I suppose it's relatively easy to get you guys there, and then you guys, so the Canadians, well, you can at least move in, right? So, by the way, I don't understand why you can move into here with 5 movement, so costing you 4 movement points, whereas you can't move in there? No, you can. Okay, so that's okay, that's fair. Right, you guys could all move all the way down here to guard that flank, and that might be something that we need to do. So I think we actually need to find out just how many guys we can pull off from over here, and to that extent, let's get the French off these ships. And let's start to move you up in this direction. We've got the special forces. I would like to bring you into the fight there. Let's get you off the ships here. Okay, you guys are coming into the right direction here, but you're just not far enough. So that is a bit of an issue here, really. Right, and these Algerians, you guys are part of this. Are you sort of low on priority detail? Yeah, you are. I never know why they are so low. Anyway, that's fine. Okay, so that does mean we can probably get one of these guys stuck in over here, and the other unit could move up. So, still, yeah, you can guard this flank here. And that just might be enough. You could not do that. So, you know what, let's grab you guys, get over there. You guys gonna get over here, so that's fine. We've got this part of the front line settled, at least a little bit. And relatively well guarded. I mean, they could try to break through here, but all in all, I think we are going to be fine. It's not the best defense, mind you, but it is a defense, so I think it's okay-ish. Right, we could move you guys over here as well. So that way, if you wanted to move here, you'd be faced by a lot of zone of control. So yeah, let's move you up there. And I think this should be fine. This should hold out. Could move you up as well, but I wouldn't want to have these guys guard all the front line there. So yeah, I think this is fine. And then up over here, let's, well, I mean, we could actually try to attack as well. How far can you guys get? Answer, not that far. Right, so that's okay. Right, let's get you over here. Prevent these guys from getting out. That does leave the new depot here a little bit exposed. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the 51st Infantry Division. I think you should be well able to hold out against any attack from these guys. Basically simply because you've got the river there, and basically I think that should be fine. Right, so that's nice. That does actually mean we can bring up the British here as well. And that's actually fairly lovely. Right, good. I like it. Right, you cannot cross anything, so that's fine. We will need to deal with these guys ultimately at another point. But all in all, that's going okay over here. We've got the 5th Corps here. I suppose the 5th Corps can get into the city. We could try to bring the rail repair guys a little bit to the front. But I'm not sure. Okay, let's get you back into the city there. That's fine. You guys are guarding this place. I don't want you to be pushed out from anywhere. So yeah, let's actually put you onto this unit here. That's fine. This position here is now a little bit... I mean, as long as they don't cut us off here, I think we're going to be fine. But we might just want to redistribute these guys in between episodes. Right, so I think that's a fairly good approach here on the northern side. We've dealt with the Falchi Mega Division, and we've now got the... I mean, it's a reserve division. It's not the strongest. But still, we have it encircled. That's for one. And the other item is they will need to reinforce around Anacona over here, potentially across this thing. So they will need to pull off units from elsewhere. And they might actually be afraid that we could break through here into through these valleys here. So I think that's nice. It's also nice that we've got all of these tanks up here. Fairly lovely, actually. So yeah, happy about that. Good. Let's see what else we've got. Down here we could try to shorten the front line a little bit, but honestly all of these guys look fairly strong, so probably we're not going to do that. You guys are all fairly well dug in, so that's fine too. So yeah, really then the big question is, can we attack here with any chance of success? Well, we did try to strike these guys. They still got a lot of engineers, a lot of infantry support weapons, a lot of infantry as well. And it is a city hex, so that just might not be, still not be the best idea. I mean, we've got 30 attack power here against these guys, but I'm not sure. I don't think this is necessarily a fight that we want to take. What we could do though is pull you guys over here into a different direction and actually attack this fortified position here. And actually we are capable of kicking them out there and reducing their fortification, so that's nice. If now only we could move into there, that'd be fantastic, but we can't. On the other hand, it must be a little bit worrisome to them that we are potentially able of cutting them off back there. And I do think we've got a rail yard or something over here. Yeah, there's a rail yard here. So that is at least one of their depots. So that's nice that we've got that now. But again, it's probably not crucial. Right, we've got all of you guys who could move over there. Any attacks here that are sensible? Well, we've got these American troops. Could send you into here, could try to move about, but I don't think that's really that worthwhile. Canadians are fine over here, so yeah, all in all, I think all of these troops are doing fairly well. Only these guys here are a little bit out of supply and everything, but I doubt whether they will have enough striking power over here to really kick us out. So yeah, very happy about the situation in the north, slightly less so in the south, and then we've got the situation here on the beaches. So by now we've got 5 divisions that we've brought on shore here, and that's nice. I would like to, of course, kick all of these Germans out. And on the German side we've got 1, 2, 3, I want to say 4, 5 divisions down here as well. So they don't really have a lot of superiority, but they can concentrate their forces, of course, and deal a lot of damage to us. We could try to strike these Italians here, try to push them a little bit back. Don't think we need to. I mean, this rail line here is damaged, so there's no point cutting that, since we've been there already, basically. If we could get into these mountains, that'd be lovely, and specifically if we could attack Rome here, that would be fantastic. But just now, I don't think that's really that viable. You guys definitively over here. You actually try to capture this harbour? Lovely, thank you. You're going to move there as well, so that's lovely. So we've got this position now. Can we make sure? Yeah, we've got this. This priority does make some sense to me, so that's great. Yeah, we've got a nice position up over here. At some point we'll need to clear out all of these Germans, but honestly it does have time. There's no pressing need to do that. Right, we've got 2 divisions up over here that are ready to move out, and another one over here. So we've got 3 divisions, excuse me. We've got 3 divisions that could move out, plus another one that could land over here. And we've got the airborne division. So I'm thinking landing up over here is a viable option now. Especially since we have encircled them over here. I think that would put them under a lot of pressure. So we don't necessarily, but I mean, if we've got 3 divisions over here, there's no way how we can all bring them all on shore. Okay, you guys get off the ships there. You're all part of the 6th Corps here, right? And you're doing fine, right? Yeah, you are. Can I assign something directly from... You're part of the 5th US Army. Okay, nice. Where's the 5th US Army actually based currently? Must be somewhere around here. Oh yeah, you're in Naples itself. Yeah, that does make some sense. And you're part of the... this corps. Okay, that's nice. Sure, US Engineer Regiment. Sure, let's pick you up. Combat Engineers, we're gonna pick you up. And honestly, it might make sense to get you some artillery here, so that you ultimately can support that. Right, so we could try to push out a little bit. I mean, this here would actually be the best target, I suppose. We've got the Panzer Grenadiers, they are too strong to beat. These guys are a little bit easier to beat. And this would be the direction that we'd want to attack, really. Cut off these rail lines entirely. The access rail usage here is actually not as high as I would have expected. I mean, 12,000 is not nothing, but still, it's not literally the worst. We could also, of course, try to strike across over here, get these guys, and potentially threaten their rail lines to the west-northwest here. We would still have one line going north here, but they couldn't go along the coast. At least not quite as easily. I don't think we will be able to get here this turn, but we could throw them back a little bit. Question is, would that really be conductive with the attack over here? Would that really generate any synergies? I doubt it. I doubt it. It just doesn't seem that useful. Right, okay. I suppose what we're going to do is we're going to move the British unit out here into this hex so that we've got some concentration of forces here. And that should be okay. Yeah, and then these guys are relatively well dug in, so it's difficult. It's going to be difficult to break them, really, with their level fortifications that I've got over here. Well, I suppose what we can do is take this other British division over here. You guys, you know, let's take the Americans. I think that's a little bit better. The Americans are also going to move here, so we could attack with 15 power against these guys here, with their level 2 fortifications. There's no immediate benefit to getting that hex though, so let's actually use it as such, and we're going to be fine with that. And then the big item here is, let us actually kick off the invasion here. Right, so the 3rd Infantry Division, I think we're doing great. There's some attrition here, it's not the worst, and we're going to land over here. And I do not think that they are going to oppose that. So you're part of the 2nd Corps, right? The 2nd Corps is currently... Where's the 2nd Corps? You guys are over here, okay. That's fine. We're going to move them up over here after a while. And that does mean we can probably bring in 1 or 2 units per turn. So that does leave these 2, I suppose. And I don't think we can bring in the 3rd, so This 2nd Moroccan Infantry Division, I suppose you can be brought over here. I think you can get into here. Into this port, unload. Yeah, there are some hexes that are not directly under our control. But honestly... Oh dear, yeah, that's not what I wanted to do. Let's get you over here. Let's move there. That's fine. Okay, and the amphibious thingy you can get back, please. That's fine there. Right, and we've got another amphibious task group over here, right? So you go over there, try to repair that harbour. I think that should be something that you can do. So that's fine, yeah. You guys gonna get over there. You guys are ultimately gonna reinforce that. That's fine. This task group not gonna do anything. Fine, fine, fine. Happy about this. 10th Corps, you guys have basically no command, so we're gonna fill you up at some point. That's gonna be okay. Right, so that does leave a decent position over here. Can I get you off the ships? No. Surprisingly not. Well, this port over here might be able to unload them. Okay, yeah, that's fine. You did that. So, surprising actually. So, it was probably around 6 points there. Right, you're not the greatest, honestly, because you're French. And that's not a slight, but it's just a fact of the game. So, yeah. Nevertheless, that probably means we can move out one of these divisions to another location, maybe? Could move you up here to the Indians. Yeah, let's move you up there. That way we have a decent amount of firepower in all of these locations. Probably the least here down in Anzio, but we're not that heavily pushed. We can always withdraw to this location here, so that's fine. Yeah, and we're going to bring in more troops there, and I think at that point the Germans will probably have to. They will have to withdraw, I think. Yeah, up over there, that is going to last a while. Don't think we have any other troops that arrived this turn or something. No, these are just minor things. Of course, we have a lot of troops in the UK that at some point I'll actually need to have a look at. So for now, we're going to ignore them a little bit. Yeah, and down here, ultimately we'll be able to make some progress there, I think. And it's nice to actually kill that fortification, especially behind this river. So that's nice. That's really nice. You've got a depot over here? No, you don't. So that's fine though. Yeah, and you guys were basically beaten back. Curious that they did withdraw to here. Nevertheless, I think that's fine. So yeah, a complete division being cut off over here. Not the best division, mind you. Still, it's nice to see that we are making some progress over here. We are consolidating on the beaches. We are making some pushes here in the south. And we are actually doing another landing up over here. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys are going to rejoin me next time around. And yeah, very much looking forward to that then. Bye bye, guys.